Hey guys, so in the part one of the Google Ads tutorial, we saw that how to download our keywords, how to segment our keywords, structure our keywords, and I taught you some prompts that you could use to structure your keywords better with the help of ChatGPT. From this session onwards, what I want to do is want to take you forward how to segment it in a much better way, then how to write ad copies, description, and all the other things that are required to complete our Google Ads, and finally go back to the Google Ads platform and upload all of these on the Google Ad platform, right? So let's get down to my screen. So I'll quickly walk you through what we had done on ChatGPT. Basis our prompt, we had put in all our keywords, and if you see, we had gotten a bifurcation. I had also requested to give the entire data in a tabular format. So this is what we've got. So location, and you see all the keywords inside it. It's giving you a text messaging, etc. Then general digital marketing, all the keywords inside it. As much as possible, try to keep the number of keywords less than 15 because it doesn't make sense if it goes more than 15. Your relevancy actually goes for a toss. So less than 15 is the best. And you can see all the bifurcation already done here, right? Now, once I have all of these bifurcated, the story doesn't end here. That's just the first part which is done, right? Where we have our keywords bifurcated. Now, we need to create contextual ads for each of these keyword sets, right? So for entire ad group, I need to create sets, and this is what I will do here. Now, for each and every ad group on the basis of rule, um, I want to add 500 plus brands consulted, 100 million ad spends, 11 companies taken from 0 to 1, etc. Right? So these are a couple of USPs that I want to add. So I'm saying that act as a seasoned copywriter with 10 years of experience, which I'm telling ChatGPT to do, and help me generate 15 headlines and 5 description for the same. Make each of them for each and every specific category or ad group as we call it. I've given certain rules as well that none of them should cross character limit of 30. All your headline ones should be your keywords, right? This helps you in getting ad relevance where your headline one resonates directly with the keyword. Uh, and I've added, like, don't just directly use the keyword, but make it sound like best or number one, right? Or mention city, like for example, digital marketing courses in Mumbai, in Delhi, in China, in UAE, etc. Uh, right? And just complete the sentence. Don't keep it incomplete or just the keyword itself. Your headline two basically is your USP, a social proof, any award, reward, recognition that your company might have got. This helps them decide of all the ads available on in front of their screen which one to click, right? And your headline three basically is your US. Once the description is done, you basically it's your CTA. Here it is saying descriptions are USP features, make them sound as if we are talking to a person. So it's the same headline too, but the description is more conversational in nature. It's like I'm telling them that we are talking to someone, right? And all the USPs, etc., are mentioned over here, which is where it's going to be picked up from. Similarly for headline 2 as well. And also I'm saying focus on numbers wherever possible, 3x ROI, 4x return, etc. Try to grab emotions as much as possible because that's how you connect to the opposite person. Show scarcity, which is very required, right? Always show like, so many slots left, only so and so numbers left, right? And yeah, this is all it is. And now basis this, if you can see, it's created the first ad group for me where I have headline one, maximum 30 characters, and you can see about 15 of these created. Similarly, headline two, I've gotten 15. I actually asked a total of 15, but I've got 15 each, but that's okay. We still have stuff in access. Headline three again is your CT, and you have some more of them here, and you have your 5 descriptions written over here. Now I've asked him, so either there are two ways here, guys. The first is you can just directly copy paste these, right? So in my structure, what am I going to do is have a campaign as a column one for me. Column two becomes your ad group. Against individual ad group, you'll have all your keywords. Against that ad group, besides those keywords, you'll have headline one, two, and three. So you can just copy paste from here. Or another way to do it is just prompt ChatGPT to create that table for you. Here you have to be slightly more methodic. It took me a couple of attempts myself to structure and get things the right way. Pro tip, don't ask ChatGPT to export to Excel. It will never do a good job for you. Right? You have to create a copy pastable format. And so what I've done here is once my ad group one was done, I asked it to create it for ad group two, which is general digital marketing services. Right? And you can see now give me all in table as well. I've given some additional stuff. And now you can see for my ad group one location, it's turned everything into a table. And then headline two turned everything into a table. And now I'm saying, okay, this looks good. Now it's got the hang of it, what I want, or what is the expectation. I'm asking go for all the ad groups. So now it started giving me some questions, etc. I keep replying, yeah, in the same chat, etc. Right. And finally, it started with headline, sorry, ad group three, and you can see headline one, two, three, description one and two, and then the subsequent ad groups, subsequent headlines, subsequent descriptions, and so on and so forth. And now this table is completed, right? And seeing all 10 ad groups now are consistent, conversion ready, structured, aligned with Google Ads best practices, etc., concise, compliant, emotional, engaging, and rich keyword, right? And then I said, Ki, can you give me the entire thing in a table? Because if you see right now, one and two were done separately, and three onwards were done separately here in the previous chat. So from one onwards, I've again given all these are my ad groups. This is my format, right? And I want seven of headline ones, five of headline twos, and three of headline threes. So I'm requesting, can you give all of this to me in a proper tabular format, which I just need to focus and copy paste. Don't need to sit manually, individually copying, pasting one each. And again, it's giving me sort of a confirmation. Is this what you're looking for? And once I say yes, you can see it's still giving me a bifurcation. But here you can see my ad group, all my keywords, my headline one, my headline two, my headline three, my D1, my D2. Right. And this entire sheet is done and dusted for me. All I need to do is click on copy over here and paste it to my Excel. Right. And boom, it's done. Now, here also there is one small problem. Every time you try and do this, it's not necessary that the pasting will happen in the right way because this is not the right way to copy. Right? So that's when I clearly tell ChatGPT, in fact, directly without even trying, that this is great, but when I copy paste, the format gets changed. I still want the exact format that is listed above. Give me this in a way that I can just directly copy and paste. Right? So you go for got it, this is the version, etc., etc., etc. And now if you see all over this place, I get this entire file we can see which is basically an SQL file which we can directly copy paste. And now if I copy and paste it, this is the exact structure that I get, right? Now if I just select this the way I want it to be, if I start color coding it, yep, as discussed, you can see this in a beautiful light. So let me just keep two very straightforward tones. Yeah. And all I need to do is just keep on going and color coding this in the exact same manner. And you will see everything comes out perfectly. Right. I hope this was the green color. Yeah. Right. And that's all. So I'm not going to color the entire sheet right now, but this is how beautifully you can do this. And it does not really take a lot of time if you do it diligently one after the other. Right. All of these ad groups are ready. Right. So this was basically my first part, getting all of these things done. The next part that I need to focus on is start creating campaigns, right? So for that, I need to go back to my Google Ads account. So I'll come here, just search for Google Ads and come down to my Google Ads account. Yep. I have a list of accounts. You might not see all of these accounts in your system. I have multiple accounts, but I know the one that I need to select, right? Is this still loading? No. Right. I'm just going to quickly start now. And I know I want to select the last account that is available. So I'm going to click this one and go for it. Right now, once you are in this interface, if you remember in the past, I went to tools, I went to planning inside tools, I went to keyword planner, I took the keyword, and that's what we did. So our basic exercise and majority of our things has already been covered, right? The next step for me is to create campaigns, right? So I'm going to click on, all right, this page is actually not loading. Let me just retry this. So now that my finally account is open, the next step that I want to do is go to campaigns and click on campaigns. You can click on campaigns over here as well. You can click on this plus sign over here as well. That's absolutely the same thing. And you will see the list of the accounts that I've already created. These are some test accounts that I've already created in the past, so you can see this list. But right now I want to create a new campaign, right? So I'm going to click on this plus sign. It's asking me for a new campaign, right? So once you have this data around, guys, a new campaign is something that will help you add all of these things. And also, while doing this new campaign, right, there are certain things that you need to be mindful of. There are certain things that you need to ignore, right? So please be mindful of those things which are very important to begin with. Generally, what happens is uh, the end goal of any business is either to generate sales or leads for your business, right? You can also want to promote a certain app, etc. So our natural tendency is, hey, we are looking for sales. Let's just come here and click on leads or sales, right? That's a very natural tendency, but this is absolutely wrong. Whenever we are beginning with a Google ad account, right? So this particular account, which I just created to download our keywords and stuff, etc., is a very new account. It's like a baby, right? And I need to train it to get better results out of it. So tomorrow, after some training, after some machine learning has gone into place, I can expect my account to get me sales when I want sales. I can expect my account to get me leads when I want leads. But right now, it's not really possible, right? And that's why in a situation like this, we will only opt for create a campaign without a goal guidance, where here I am clearly telling Google that, hey, all I want you to is send traffic my way, right? Send people who are most likely to click once they see my ad, once they punch in the particular keyword, send to my website, right? So this is what I want. So I'm just going to click on create a campaign without a goal guidance. And because we are building a search campaign, so I'm going to click on search over here, right? And there will be some conversions by default, even if you have none. As of now, we do not want anything because my only focus, my core focus is to send people to my website. So I'm going to click on continue over here, right? And again, where website visit, phone calls, we don't want to discuss any of these things right now. So directly click on continue, right? And keep the campaign name as it is for now. So these are the first few settings, right? So at a campaign level, it is asking us an introduction. How do we identify a campaign? Some of the things that you do with a campaign, right? Here on the left, guys, if you see, because I have spoken about a structure in the past, right? A structure is usually a campaign, right? Inside a campaign, I have an ad group. Inside an ad group, which is a container of two things, we have our keywords and we have our ads, right? And you can clearly see here, up till this point, clear keyword and a set, right? All this is my campaign level. And from here starts my ad group level, which is my ad group and ads. Here you can see ad group directly. Here, this is a little AI stuff. That's why it's coming out separately, but it's still an ad group at the end of the day, right? Now, again, similar problem. Here it is saying that let's bid for conversion as an objective, right? So what it means is basically that Google is saying that you pay the money, I will get you maximum possible conversion in your given budget. How much ever you want to spend in a day, in a month, in that budget, I will try to give you maximum number of conversions. Now, conversion is basically depending upon your business, depending upon your objective, can be either leads or it can be sales. So basically somebody purchasing something, right? Somebody requesting a demo, somebody requesting an attendance or participation in a webinar, could be any of these things, or purchasing something. So whatever you call it as a sale, where an actual transaction with respect to money is done, and lead is where actual transaction with respect to a data is done, where somebody comes to your website, fills up a form, adds up a couple of personal details, right? Now here again, when you say conversion, Google is saying that you pay me money. Let's say, for example, 500 bucks per day, right? In 500 bucks, I will give you maximum possible leads or sales, whatever you're looking for, right? But again, the same problem arises here, guys, is the fact that Google does not know what a sale is for us. Google does not know what a conversion is for us. What is a lead? And that's why I don't want to focus on any of these things, right? So very clearly, I am going to come down, click on conversions over here, right? And right inside conversions, yeah, right inside conversions, I have another thing called clicks. So I'm telling Google plain and simple, don't go for conversions, sales, leads, or any of these factors. Just give me plain and simple clicks, right? Let people see my ad, let people click and come down to my website. Eventually, guys, when this process happens, when somebody sees an ad, right? So it's called an impression. When somebody clicks on an ad, which is a click, comes to my website, And does the specific conversion action that we are speaking about, right? Does that specific action that we are speaking about, when this entire process, guys, happens for a period or happens 100 times, right? There could be 100 different people, similar people, but seeing an ad, clicking on an ad, coming to a website action. When this process repeatedly happens, that's when the machine learning kicks in and identifies what are the steps we are looking for as a business and identifies all those people who are most likely to take the step. And Google has all this information, right? So this is basically part A of this thing. Part B is basically when this 100, out of this 100, 30 conversions happen in a span of 30 days. When these two criterias are met, only and only then I can move these clicks to conversion, because I would be very sure by that point of time that Google has understood what a conversion means to me. What is a lead or what is a sale? Till that time, guys, like I said, Google is a small child, doesn't understand that core concept, and that's why we will not go for that thing. We will focus only on clicks. Yep. So I'm going to stick to clicks over here and go for next. Now, over the years, Google has acquired a lot of companies. Along with acquiring a lot of companies, it has tied up with a lot of companies where search is a primary option, where somebody searches something. So one good example is ask.com, that you go to ask.com, ask a particular question, and you will get answers. And Google is saying, along with those answers, I'll try to push in your ad as well if the keyword sort of matches over there. Right? So that becomes your search partner. So all the companies owned and partnered with Google, Google is saying, apart from the Google Ads platform, I want to show your ad on that particular space as well. This is a clear no-no, guys, right? My objective is that I only want to show ads on Google. That's it, period, right? So what I'm going to do is uncheck this and I will only focus on Google. So the minute I uncheck this, it makes sure that my ads will only appear on Google search and nowhere else. Similarly, like any good business, Google is trying to upsell another product. So search is a product that we are trying to consume and go for it. It's trying to sell me another thing, that, hey, why don't you use display instead? Right? It's like you buy a phone and the shopkeeper says, why don't you buy a phone cover as well? Right? But here, Google display is very important. We want to run ads, but not along with this. And that's why I'm going to uncheck this as well. Country wise, you can select the country of your choice. You can in fact run a global enterprise as well. But best case scenario is never run all the countries together at the same time. Because of the time zone issue, what happens is certain countries will wake up early and consume the budget really fast. And by the end, you reach the last country, you might not have budgets left. So if you're trying to target multiple countries, best case advice is going to be to create multiple campaigns. But in one campaign, try to have only one country or one zone of country. Like Southeast Asia has similar time zones. So you can have multiple Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, all of these countries put together, right? North America has a similar time zone, so you can have USA and Canada together. Similarly for European regions, etc. So I'm going to select India for now. One very important setting which is hidden inside of this is called as location options, where even though it's recommended, what Google is trying to say is that people who are not in your country but regularly interested in your country, the services, the products from your country, will try and show your ads as well. So even if I'm trying to target India in this case, what happens is my ads can be seen in some other countries as well, which I might not be in a position to service. If that is your scenario, please do not select the option one. In fact, select only the option number two, that people who are in India or regularly in India or in my target location, those are the kind of people I want to regularly show ads to, right? Language should be exactly the same as the language of your ad. So it's obviously going to be English. This is something which has come up as a new option very recently, once the Russia-Ukraine war, etc., took place. That are you in any way trying to manage a EU political campaign? If yes, say yes. If no, say no. I'm pretty sure all of our answers is going to be no. All right. So the last part that we need to focus on in the campaign level is called as audience segmentation, right? So what Google is saying is, let's say, for example, somebody searches for a keyword, right? This is person number one, person number two. Both of these people search for a keyword, right? They see our ad, they click on our ad and come to my website, right? So Google will bifurcate, or let's say compartmentalize or bucket all of these people into unique buckets. So let's say this is bucket blue and this becomes my bucket green, right? And right now, all of this is being observed. So what happens is right now it's 1 people, so it's very easy for me to say. But let's say later on, I realize that let's say about 15 people came from the first bucket, right? And 30 people came from the second bucket, irrespective of the spends. It's just telling you that these people came to the website through a search ad. Let me bucket and give you some more information. Assuming our first bucket is people interested in fitness, and my second interest is people interested in food. Second bucket is people interested in food, right? So I did not decide any of these things. I just created a search campaign. 15 people, right, who searched and came to the website, basically who clicked, are also people who are into fitness as per Google, and similarly 30 people are into food, right? And let's say assume this is in a given budget of 500 bucks. Now we'll be very happy in 500 where I'm just getting 15 from fitness. I'm getting 30 in fact from food. So let's focus on food as a category. So A, this helps in identification, right? It's basically any customer walking into your shop. They have a backstory. They have certain interest. We don't have that information. We don't have that data, but Google here has it. So what it's saying is whoever walks in your door, let me simultaneously engage them as well. Because tomorrow you realize that out of this 15, let's say for example, 10 people end up purchasing something from the website. From this 30, 3 people ended up purchasing something from the website. So if A, you realize the conversion ratio of a particular segment. So fitness people, if 10 people come to my website, 15 people come to my website, 10 people convert. So it's two-thirds that convert, right? So my conversion ratio is two-thirds or 66% over here. In this scenario, out of 30 people, only 3 are converting. So my conversion ratio is 10%. So here, though traffic is more, which where is where we will be likely to, uh, bend towards, we want to focus on this particular ratio, and this is clearly a winning audience, right? And tomorrow, now you have 15 people. All the money that I invested in targeting these people, I can in fact go to a display or a YouTube campaign, search for interests, topics, etc. over here, and find this food as a topic and target everybody interested in food, right? So it's like from this data, we understand that if food as an industry converts on a two-third ratio, I want to show more people in the food industry because they are more likely to convert, right? So here, basically, you have to sit and select a couple of more things. Let's say uh, I am talking about marketing on my website, right? So I want to bucket people who come to my website once they click into few of the categories that Google has already kept ready for me. So can you see they are in market for advertisement and marketing services, email marketing services, everything to do with marketing, right? So tomorrow, if I get this data that, okay, maybe this audience is really good, works well, this is not good, does not work well, I can get rid of this and I can invest more budget on this and I can get better results from my ads, right? This is where this particular AI setup helps you to build your audience. And this is all that is in the audience. I'm just going to click on next. Then it is asking you that you want to go for an AI Max, which is in beta stage, something new which has been launched by Google a couple of months ago. Ideally should have been up and running by now, but it's not been the case yet. We do not want to be a part of the experiment, right? I don't want Google to experiment on my budget because we're running on a tight budget. We are very niche. We want to focus on more important things. And in that case, I do not want to go for a beta or an AI option. I'm going to keep this skip, right? And directly click on next. Here it is still asking me that let me just give me a URL and let me try and help you generate ads using AI, etc. I don't want this as well. So I'm just going to click on skip, right? After this entire story, if you see now, you have come down to the most important part, which is your ad group one, right? So everything that we did, right, boils down to this, the entire Excel that we worked on. So now if I see over here, I have an option to change the key ad group name. So I'm going to come back to my Excel. My first Excel basically spoke about location based, right? So I'm going to give the same name to this ad group so that it's been remembered, right? So all the location based intent local searches are here. Then there is a space for you guys to enter keywords, right? So let's come back here, pick all the keywords from my list. paste the keywords over here, right? So these are the important keywords that I wanted to focus on. Now we start writing our ads. So the first thing you do when you start writing your ads is basically you require a URL. So I'm going to come here, copy my site URL and paste it here. Right? It's not a great website. It's built actually on a free platform. This is more for training purposes, but does my job for me actually. Right? And you can see the final URL for some reason didn't paste. Let me just repaste this again. Yeah, I think this should work now. Yep. Display path is basically what is your core structure? What are you trying to talk about in this particular ad group? So ideally, it does not create anything, but if you can see the preview is not loaded yet, but here you can see meershah.unux.com/, it just gives a directional URL. It's like a display URL just for display, right? So I want to say this speaks about um, it speaks about marketing consultation. Yep. And now once this is done, we need to start pasting all the ads as discussed, as created. So I'm going to pick on all headline ones. Best digital marketing agency near you. Number one agency in your city, right? And you can see this cannot exceed more than 30 characters, right? It has to be under 30 characters. We have prompted ChatGPT to ensure that, but of course it can make some mistakes. In this case, best digital marketing, it just says near, which also is incomplete. Near you, but okay, fair enough. Best digital marketing near you. Oh, did I get rid of near as well? And it still goes back to 31. So I'm just gonna modify marketing instead of this entire big name, right? Best digital marketing near you. And now because I've included a popular keyword over here, right? The system is running slightly slow. Because I've included a popular keyword over here, right? I've got half of a check mark and you can see a green tick in front of that keyword as well here at the bottom, right? Basically, this means that a right keyword has been used, right? And subsequently, I want to add all my ad group ones. So let me scroll this down again. Again, this is too long. It's again interesting. So let me just roll back marketing again, right? The local digital marketing company. So I'm pretty sure they had keywords something to do with near me, local, etc. Cities number one, right? I can mention cities number one, or in my case, I'm from Bombay, so I'm just gonna put in Mumbai's number one, right? And now you can see, as and when I go ahead, all the selections are done. I will start getting check marks across different levels. So my keyword level is half right now. I need to give it a check mark. Ideally, it should have been done by now. I think my system is running really very slow. Yep. Okay. You can see a couple of keywords highlighted, but not all. So once you click on more, right, you will identify, see, SEO, PPC, Facebook. Once I have a couple of these things, it will highlight. So SEO agency near you, right? Near me, keywords are slightly tricky. Near you doesn't really make sense. So when they are saying near me, ideally we have a location tag done. It would be in a certain district, let's say Mumbai. It might be in a certain pin code, right? So what did it say? Let me come back on my Excel. SEO agency. So let's say PPC agency near in my area. So I'm not just gonna say in my area does not really sound a lot professional. So instead of in my area, I can just go for Mumbai. Top PPC agency in, right? So if I'm from Bombay, my targeting is in Bombay, and as far as that is the case, I think it's going to be okay. Now, I think it requires this word, area, etc. Best Facebook ad agency near you. Let's try to give it this one. Ideally, after this, we should be good and covered. But this is too long. Yeah. And now you can see my popular keyword is covered, means I haven't covered all the keyword. The only problem is this is too lengthy. So I'm just gonna replace best with number one, right? So the check mark still remains, but I get the length wala thing as well. Now I'm gonna go for number two because I've gotten a check mark on my keyword list. So I'm just gonna add a few more of these headlines. And so 500 plus brands trust our experts. This is something that will, once a reader reads, they're gonna like it and they want to click on it, right? So let's add 500 plus brands trust our expertise. Come back to my Excel. I want to say 100 million. $100 million is a too much. 100,000, sorry. So let's not go for currency as of now, right? This could be any currency, so that's not a problem. Then 11 brands scale from 0 to 1 success. So I want to tell the world that why you should go for me with me, because I am that person who scaled more than 11 brands go from 0 to 1. And now because see I'm writing the right things, I'll keep getting check marks even if these number of headlines are not done. Because these are done or created in a very perfect way. 5-star rated local agency, right? So let's add that. Only 3 slots left. So if you remember scarcity, FOMO and stuff like these, let me just see because I need to keep enough and more room for CT as well. Yeah. So let's just have, anyway, I have the mark, so I can add one more. And then we can jump down directly to our CTS. So book a free strategy call, claim your free consultation, a couple of CTS that we want to focus on. So come back here, book a free strategy call. Come back here, claim free consultation. And finally, let's pick one more, which is talk to our expert. So guys, even if we already have the check mark, right, it's always a good practice to add all the headlines. And now you can see it suddenly gave me slightly higher score. It did not give me an additional check mark, but it gave me a slightly higher score in my ad strength because I've utilized all the headlines, right? So once this is done, I still have descriptions to add. So I'm just going to scroll down, right? I have descriptions written. I need four. So I'm just randomly going to pick four. So basically, the first one says we've guided 500 plus local brands to scale online through proven strategies, right? So that's one here. Let's pick one from here. Let's plan the next phase. Again, you see the way it's been spoken about, right? It's still saying 500 plus brands, etc., but it's talking to you as a customer, right? So if that customer gives us any additional time to read, right, it would be good. Let's say again this. We have had 0 to 11, sorry, 11 companies go from 0 to 1, right? So add that. And finally, I need to add the last description. Ideally, the description should also get a check mark here, but this is some bug currently with Google that the description part does not get a check mark, right? The check mark is only not working over there. But if you see, my ad strength will also improve very soon. And here I should have gotten a check mark. I know I've got it already. Lovely. This wasn't working up till now, but now it's apparently is working. Right? And then you can add a business name and logo. It's not really compulsory. If you want, you can add it. Sometimes it shows right below the ad and it looks good as well. So, you can always consider adding it, right? The next part I want to come down to are called extensions, right? There are about 8 extensions, but in this particular video, I want to discuss only one, which is very important, right? Which is called as cycling extensions, and you can understand it's important because over here also it only gives you one extension and a check mark besides this, which is called as cycling. Cycling, guys, if you see, let's say for example, if I search for something like a if I'm searching for something like a WhatsApp marketing software, these additional links, right, which are sending me to different places, right, are called as site links, right? So site links can be in vertical format like this. Site links can be in horizontal formats like this. Site links cannot be there at all. So there would be some situations here. You can see in the fourth one, we do not have a site link at all. So you might not even see a site link, right? But we have to be ready with our site links because whenever Google decides to show it, our site link should be available, right? Because what happens is, can you see clearly here? The minute I see this ad, because this ad is so big and bulky with all the details, my natural focus goes here. And that is possible because of site links, right? So it's very important for us to add site links. You can see some examples where people are sending them to a free trial, a demo page, why choose us page. You have a payment page, you have start for free, you have get it today for sale, sign up, etc. Right? If I click on this, these are all different pages that a person can go to, right? So if I want, to try and understand, I can click here on the ad. But if I sort of know, I just want to get to a specific detail, like I want to directly sign up for a free trial. I know Begin is a good software. I've heard great things about it. So I can directly click here. Or if I want a demo and not go through the entire website, I can directly click here. Right? So this is what site links do for you. They give you additional inventory, they give you additional space. So very important to have site links, right? With respect to site links, you will click on this plus sign over here and you can add multiple site links. The first thing is you need to add a name, right? So let's say, for example, I want to book your 13-minute. I'm sure this entire thing won't come up because there's a character limit of 25. I've gone to 34, right? So, let's say if we remove book your and add get, right? So how much are we expanding? Still 3. So book a 30-minute free. Let me remove consultation as well and have just consult. Right? Makes sense. And now just let's quickly wait for a preview and you can see where all of these are blank. You can see get a free 30-minute free consult. So exactly below your ad and your description, you get this button, right? And it's always a good practice because here, if you see, here it's not clearly showing, but ideally in some cases here, there is a description as well, right? It's the description that you mentioned here, right? Either you can put none or you will have to put both. You can't just put one. So just basically just talk about a free consultation. So I'll just quickly describe what is this about. You can also generate it through ChatGPT, saying that what is this description about, etc. And then finally, guys, there has to be a URL on your website that takes you there. So if I am providing a 30-minute free consultation, there has to be a page on my website that talks about a 30-minute free consultation, right? And put your page URL here, and simultaneously you can go for site link number 2, number 3, number 4. Best practice is to write all 10 site links. But in a given situation, not more than 4 will show, right? You can see 3, you can see 2, you can just see 1, but you won't see 5, right? But as a practice, we will add all, right? So just like that, guys, back to back, you need to keep adding 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all these different site links, different places on your website. You can add your service page, your about us page, your shopping page, your new drop page. If Halloween is around the corner, Christmas around the corner, Diwali around the corner, New Year's around the corner, everything that is there, right? You can select and you can add. And once you're done, all you need to do is click on create, right? So you guys will at least put in 10 site links. And once this is created with descriptions, okay, it's not taking me, letting me create because I have to put a URL. But once this URL is put, I can click on create and it will show like this. But right now I'm just discarding this. Once this is done, you don't need to do away with all the other extensions right now, right? So we can skip those for a while and just directly click on save. That is what brings me to the last part, is where it will ask me to enter a certain budget to the campaign, right? And now basically I just want to start with, let's say, $100. Start as minimum as possible. No sense in directly starting with a higher budget because there is a learning curve. We might have done certain mistakes, etc. So we need to give it the right amount of time. And the minute this is done, once all the review, etc., is done, we will get a publish button. So just click on next. Now you can see it is in review. As a process. Once the entire review is done, it will try and understand I'm not using something in an incorrect manner. The words are correct. There are no punctuations involved, no emojis involved in my copies. Once all of this is done, right, it will allow me to publish. So right now it's just giving me a confirm option that, hey, confirm if it's you who's uploading the campaign. So there's a quick verification that goes. So you just confirm, you get a notification and you're done. And then on the top right over here, you will see this publish button, which you need to click and your ads will be published. So this is how, guys, you create your Google Ads account in a step-by-step manner from scratch. Thanks for your time. See you in the next class.